Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So my name's Katie and today we are going to be doing the most exciting video of the year, and that is my top 10 Himbos. So if you've been on this channel at all, you know I love Himbos. They're like my favourite type of character. I just love them. I definitely have a type when it comes to men. Yeah, if a book has a Himbo in, I just love it and I love them, and just their like sweetness, but also the lack of brain cells. Yeah, so I'm a big fan of Himbos, so I wanted to do my list of the top 10 Himbos of the year just because it's fun and I like Himbos, and if you want book recs with more Himbos in, then look no further. So yeah. So the first one we have to get out of the way because he's the best and my favourite Himbo of all time and one of my best comfort characters, and that is the one and only Colin from the Stormlight Archive. I just love him. He's such a like little ray of sunshine, and he's just like the emotional support for all the other characters and how he just like looks after them, and it's just so cute. So but this is like this year, so in Rhythm of War he has the cutest Himbo moment. So essentially this isn't really a spoiler, it's just like it's just a scene. So he's telling Shallan about his like first girlfriend and how his first he was like talking about his swords, and then the girlfriend was like, oh yeah, I'd like to see a sword, or like I'd like to see your sword, or like using it as kind of an innuendo. And then for her birthday Adeline got her an actual sword. That scene is just so cute, just such like a Himbo moment for Adolin, and oh, so yeah, I love him. He's just like this puppy, and just every time he's in a scene it just makes you feel all warm and happy, and just like his character just has this like heart of gold, and he's just so precious, and I love him. And I feel like he does have some intelligence, but also he's kind of a bit like oblivious, and yeah, so I love him. Okay, then next we have Kieran from the Rune of Kings. So it's up here. So this is another new like favourite series of mine which I just read this year, and Kieran is just he's so funny. He just makes such poor choices and he gets led into these things which just kind of, yeah, he gets steered wrong quite easily, and his just kind of lack of brain cells is always so funny. But he's such a lovable character, and yeah, you just love him. And his there's this other character called Terrieth who's like this kind of charming type character, and he's always like making fun of Kieran, and it's so funny. And yeah, so I just really love Kieran. So in the Rune of Kings we're following him, and it's kind of following his story. So he's kind of at the start of the book he's in this like jail cell and he's telling a story to his jailer, and we're following two timelines. So one is where he's kind of, as he's growing up, he gets discovered that he's the scion of this like important house, so he kind of gets like brought into the house and sort of raised by them. And then also we're following a slightly later timeline where he's kind of been like sold into slavery almost, and he gets bought by this Black Dagger Brotherhood and gets taken away to this like magical island where like things start happening, and it's a very convoluted book. Like there's so much convoluted family politics, but it's so great, and I love that kind of thing. And you get these like gods who are like kind of gods, but they're also people, and then they can sort of start interfering with events, and characters can like soul swap. So sometimes a character is someone that is someone else, like an important historical figure, but then they're in a new body, and it's just so good. It's so like convoluted and crazy, and I just love it. So yeah, and Kieran yeah, so I love him in this series, so read it. I need more people to read it. Yeah. Then next we have Tesh from the Legends of the First Empire series by Michael J. Sullivan. So I don't think he's actually in the first book, Age of Myth, but I think we first meet him in the second one, which is Age of something, Age of Swords, and then he sort of becomes the main character from like book 3 to book 6. So I can't remember the names of all of them, but I think the third one is Age of War anyway. And oh, I just love him. He is peak Himbo. He like has 0 brain cells, and he's just reliant on Bryn, who's like his love interest. And Bryn's like such a booky, like smart character, and their dynamic is just, they're one of my favourite like couples. And so Tesh is just this like big muscly soldier, and he's kind of sweet, but also he has this type revenge plot type thing, but he goes about it it's so funny. Like the way he goes about it is oh Tesh. Yeah, so I really like him, and he's just, his lack of brain cells is just ridiculous, but so he's a really good character to read about, and his relationship with Bryn I really love. And yeah, I feel like I want more people to read Legends of the First Empire because I really like it. It's so interesting. It has so many great female characters, and just the kind of, it's set in a slightly, it's not like medieval fantasy, it's kind of almost like Viking type fantasy, although it's not really Viking, it's like almost before that you have these like clans of people like living on land, and then they're trying to like defend themselves from the Frey, who are essentially like elves, and they're trying to invade. Yeah, and then Tesh is like, so when you first meet him, he's like this little orphan who's kind of lost his parents to this village that the Frey attacked, and then but actually there's more to that story, and then Tesh sort of sets out to kind of get his revenge on the people who destroyed his village, and it's just, yeah, and then actually Tesh is from the same village as one of the old characters called Wraith, and Wraith sort of kind of semi-adopts him, and their relationship is so cute as well. So I just love Tesh, and Bryn as well. Bryn's gonna be on my favourite like characters of the year, but yeah, oh Tesh. Okay, so next we have Orion from A Deadly Education. So this book has had some criticisms, and I would highly encourage you to check that out. So I'll try and leave some links in the description about that, about the kind of poor representation of, I think, the Indian, so the main character's Indian, but people felt that was quite like poorly represented, and also a few other kind of problematic things. So definitely check those out. But one of the characters, Orion, is just this total himbo, and he's so cute and precious. And so the main character, Elle, she's kind of like this quite like badass character. She's very like clever and stuff, and she like tricks the whole school into thinking like, so Orion is like this character who goes around like rescuing people, and one day he rescues Elle and starts following Elle around like this little lost puppy. And so Elle thinks, oh, I can use this to my advantage, I'm going to make the school like think we're dating. So Elle gets this kind of like what's the term, like boost in popularity, I guess. I don't think that's the right word, but anyway, so she kind of, yeah, makes the school think her and Orion are dating, and like her and Orion just hang out. But Orion, bless him, thinks like they're actually dating the whole book. Oh. And he's just so cute and precious, and he's like going around being this hero, but also he's like so oblivious, and like Elle's constantly like, but then, and he just wants to hang out with Elle because like she's the only one that's mean to him. And I just think it's so precious, and he's such a cute character. Yeah, so I love him. And then next we have the character called Oliver from the Falling in Love montage. So Oliver's not really like the main character, but the reason he's on this list is because he's a himbo, but there is nothing better than like a lesbian himbo friendship, and that's what this book has. So the main character, I think, is it Sofia? Her relationship with Oliver is so funny and so precious, and just their like text conversations and everything, that just the friendship dynamic, yeah. So I love the Falling in Love montage. It's a great story, and this like sapphic relationship is amazing, and the two main characters are great. But Oliver was also just another reason I love that book so much, because just the himbo dynamic thrown into the mix, just yes. It's so good. So yeah, I love that dynamic, and I think there are a few other characters later in the list that also have this kind of, yeah, that dynamic. So if you like that, then read Falling in Love montage. So the next we have is Sofia from Taking Danny Brown, and this is probably my favourite romance book of the year, although there is One Last Stop, which I also loved. But that didn't come out this year. Well, it'll come out next year. So we're counting Danny Brown as coming out this year. But Sofia, I wish he was real. Like, he's one. So sometimes there's like book characters that you kind of thirst after, but also if they were a real person, then you probably wouldn't go for them. But like Sofia, I wish he was real and could be in love with me. Or just like I could be in a poly relationship with him and Danny. Aww. Yeah, so I love him. He's so precious, and just the things he does, he's so sweet and like so kind and so kind of oblivious as well. And the way he like listens to romance books while he's working, which is just so cute. And I feel like he does a lot to kind of take down like toxic masculinity stereotypes. But yeah, he's just, he's so precious, and yeah, just the whole love story, and like, and then he has this hidden like sexy side, but also yeah, just this like big muscly himbo, and oh, I love him. And yeah, just his like relationship with Danny, and like everything they go through. It's just a great book, so I would recommend it. I've been really bad at like descriptions of books, but you know, we're just here for the himbo gush. Okay, then next we have the character who probably wins the award for like the most considerable lack of brain cells, and that is Veritas from the Faithful and the Fallen series. So he is such a himbo. Like he's kind of a soldier, and he's like muscly and whatever, and he kind of has a soft side, like he's kind of kind, but also he just has a severe lack of insight and brain cells, and so he's kind of on the side of the bad guys, but he's just sort of blindly following. And so he's almost like aware that the people around him are bad, but he just has this like blind loyalty to his kind of childhood friend, the prince, who's kind of the bad prince. Also, I'm convinced Veritas is bi. You can't convince me otherwise. Just some of the things he says about Nether, just also like, yeah, but anyway, so yeah, so Veritas is kind of, the whole book you're just waiting for him to realise and betray Nether, and I just hope he does. I'm halfway through Ruin at the moment, and I'm just waiting to like, come on Veritas, because he's a really like, you like him a lot, and he's a good character to root for, but just the decisions he makes are so poor, and you just want him to realise. And when he's like with Sven, so Veritas and Sven as well, their dynamic is also kind of similar to like Bryn and Tesh, and it's just so good. But then you're just like, come on Veritas, realise you're in love with Sven, and you want to go and rescue her, and you want to betray Nether, and just come on. Yeah, so Veritas is a very frustrating character, but also he's a great character to read about, and he's such a himbo. And yeah, he's one of my favourite characters in the series. I also really love Camlin, but he's not really himbo. Too clever. But yeah, Veritas. Oh. So yeah, so that's him. I'm not going to go into what Malice is about, because it's hard. I guess in a brief summary, it's like this world where the kind of magic is returning, and it's like this war between gods, and it's very like good versus evil, and you've got this like cute little farm boy who's got this like pet wolf, and it's very like classic fantasy, but it's also the characters are like really lovable. So yeah, that's that one. So then we have Malik from A Song of Wraiths and Ruin. Oh, he's so cute and precious. You know the like baby eyes emoji that's like, oh no, that wasn't a good example, like that kind of like cute eyes emoji. I'll put it in because I don't know, I use that emoji like way too much. I think I'm incapable of writing a tweet without that emoji in it. But yeah, so he's just the definition of that. He's so precious, but he also makes some such poor choices. But like, oh, he's such a cute character, and like the way he has these like, I think it's really good as well because he has panic attacks, and I think that rep's really well written. But sometimes he does these things, and then he just like starts crying, and then oh, you just want to hug him. But also you feel like if you'd made some better choices, maybe that wouldn't have happened. But yeah, so he's a really cute character, and I really love him. And A Song of Wraiths and Ruin is a great book. It's almost, I've heard it's like a Jasmine and Aladdin retelling. I don't know if I see that, but it's like this thing, and then so Karina's like the princess, and there's at the same time there's this magical tournament going on, and Malik enters the tournament, and essentially the winner of the tournament is going to become Karina's husband. But Malik enters the tournament in order to kind of assassinate Karina, but then Karina wants the husband so she can kill him to get his heart after she's married him, because she needed a king's heart. So yeah, so they're both trying to kill each other, but also they're kind of falling in love, and it's so great. So yeah, but Malik, oh. Okay, and then the last two, because I can't think of any more book himbos, are going to be from TV shows. So the first one is Owen from Haunting of Bly Manor, and this is another like one where it's like a lesbian himbo friendship, because like you have Jamie the gardener and Owen. Their dynamic is always just so cute, and I love Owen. All his little cooking puns are so cute, and And his like relationship with Hannah is so sweet, but also just, yeah, just him as a character, he's so like precious and like he doesn't deserve to be in the situation he's in. But then when he has his restaurant and like the name of the restaurant, it's like a batter place. Oh, so cute, and I love him. He's so precious. And then also Bear from She-Ra, he's another like great character, and his like him and Adora is a bit of another like himbo lesbian, and just the kind of, oh, he's so cute, and his little like ab window. Oh, so yeah, there are another couple of TV shows you should watch if you like himbos. Himbos and sapphics, I feel like, is the ultimate combination for me. Yeah, so that is everything from this list. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a like and comment down below letting me know your favourite himbo. I hope you're all having a good day, and I will see you next time.